What's going on, guys? Static here, and welcome back to Haven for another episode of my Minecraft LP. Now, this is actually my second time trying to record this episode. Last time I tried to record it, I ended up doing a generic B and was recording to a disk or a hard drive that didn't have any space on it, and ended up not recording anything. So we're going to give this one another shot. I didn't really do anything last episode before I realized that I wasn't actually getting any footage. So good thing I didn't make a whole heap of changes. That being said, I have done a fair bit of work on the island. Now, in the last episode, for those of you who haven't seen it anyway, Now, in the last episode, I trialled a new section called the Spelunk Chunk. I just wanted to sort of gauge what your guys' responses were to that, whether you liked that or not. And the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. I mean, I expected people to like the Spelunk Chunk, and maybe some people would dislike it, so on and so forth, as you usually get with most things that you try. But no, the response was almost 100% positive. I don't remember seeing even a single negative comment in response to the Spelunk Chunk. A lot of people even suggested that I start doing that in like my Hermitcraft world and Black Aperture, and do it in every episode of Haven, so on and so forth. Now, although I do like the Spelunk Chunk as well, and I'm glad that you guys like it as well, I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to do it in every single episode on all of my shows and get it to the point where, you guys don't enjoy it anymore. So we might do it on we'll do it on Haven for sure. Might occasionally do it on Hermitcraft if need be. And on Haven, I don't think we'll do it every single episode. Maybe it's like every second or third, or just whenever we need to do it. So with that being said, today there will be no Spelunk Chunk, simply because I didn't really do any spelunking since the last episode. Like I said, I have done a fair bit of work on the island since the last episode, but it's all been above ground for once. So I'm going to jump down and show you guys what I've done. Although I could do a Spelunk Chunk and show you guys what I've done since the last episode, I sort of want to show you. I sort of want to show you around myself. Just get a bit of a stream of consciousness kind of thing going. Now, the first thing, you can see a few bookshelves over there. That was one change that I made during the last episode that didn't get recorded. Now, one of the main suggestions I've been getting for my Haven world is people wanted me to expand our little base here and tidy it up and whatever else, because it is looking pretty pathetic at the moment. And so, yeah, I kind of did that. And as you can see, I went overboard on the torches. I was actually using the torches to count blocks so that I could try and get the room somewhat symmetrical. It's not 100% symmetrical, but it's close enough for my tastes. Now, this room here isn't actually going to be our base. This is essentially what I'm calling the hub. So over here I've got, as you guys know, I've got all my storage. But the storage is starting to get... I mean, this was supposed to be my valuables chest, and you can see I've also got stuff like rotten flesh and string and this half beaten up iron sword, stuff like that in here. So, although it was originally just my valuables chest, it's started to get a whole heap more random stuff in there. This one's obviously it started off as just the wood chest, but now it's also expanded to sugarcane and 6 flowers for God knows what reason, as well as some paper and books and a chest. But yeah, my chests, my storage here, they are starting to get extremely crowded, and so I decided that a good step forward this early on in the LP would be to get some sort of a storage area going. And now if I get that map out, actually I don't know how well you'll be able to see this on the map, but we're essentially in the center of the island here. I mean, of course, there's all that area up the top of the island. That's all like flat land over there, which I'll probably start building houses and whatever else when we get some villages over to the island. So that'll probably be the residential kind of area. But this area here is pretty much in the center of the island. At least it'll be in the center of where I want all the all my other buildings and stuff. Like I said, I'll have residential and some other buildings over that way. The farm is over that way. And I'm thinking of having a boat dock either this way, or maybe even both. So this is like smack dab in the middle of everything that I plan on building. And so I thought, what better place to put our storage room? That way, you know, wherever I am on the island, I don't really have to run too far to get to the storage area. So that's what I've started here. You can see that the doors are 3x3. I do want to have 3x3 doors on like each of the little areas here, and those will be in each of the directions, I should say. Now, I haven't done the redstone yet for those, as you can clearly tell. But I have cut out a little bit of an area here just to show where I want the door. And I'll probably do the redstone for those doors between now and the next episode. And I do have a bit of redstone, so I should be able to get that done without too much spelunking. Now, I'm pretty sure that the hub today is going to be our project. We're going to do a little bit of work on that. But before we get to that, I want to show you everything else that I've done. Now, over here, you can see a little bit of a makeshift enchanting area. I did have 30 levels at the end, or at the beginning of last episode, or my last attempt at recording this episode, I should say. And so I thought we'd do a level 30 enchantment. As you can see, I don't have enough bookshelves for that. And the problem with the reason why I don't have enough bookshelves isn't a lack of paper. As you can see, I've got quite a few sugarcane. The issue was a lack of cows. As you can see, I only have, like 2 cows? Maybe 3 cows? I got 4 baby cows left. No adult cows. I did end up killing all of my cows for leather, and even that wasn't enough to get a level 30 enchantment. So, going to have to do a fair bit more breeding with these guys here. Sheep, though, we have more than enough of. Now, I also, we had about 10 eggs from our trip over to... Man, those animals are noisy. Let me just turn them down real quick. We had about 10 eggs from our trip to the jungle, and I threw all of those into this little pit here, and this one guy here is all we got. So, that being said, we do have him. He'll keep laying eggs, and we'll keep collecting the eggs and throwing those at the ground, hopefully get some more chickens, and then we can breed the 2 of them with some seeds, at least when the new snapshot comes out. When 1.4 comes out. I'm assuming that it'll probably take us that long to get enough chickens to start doing some proper breeding. For those of you who aren't aware what this hatch is here for, great way of making a player-only exit out of a pit like that, so you can keep your chickens or other farm animals safe. So now let's get back to bed before stuff starts spawning, and I'll quickly show you what I did end up getting. I did get quite a high level enchantment from that area there, and I decided that because I've got come on, quickly. There we go. Okay, because I do have, I got an efficiency 1, unbreaking 2, efficiency 1. So I've already got a couple of enchanted diamond pickaxes. I didn't want to go and enchant another one. So pickaxes I'm good for. I could have probably enchanted a sword, but at the time, I had a diamond sword with about 3/4 of its durability. So I didn't see the point in enchanting that. And, yeah, I also didn't really want to make another sword just to enchant it. My armor, I've got pretty much all of that enchanted, aside from my helmet, and I didn't really want to waste a level 30 enchantment on a helmet just yet. So I thought I'd enchant my bow, since I do like to do a fair bit of sniping on the island. And I got quite a nice bow, I've got to say. Power 3, Infinity 1. Could have been better. I was hoping for like a flame aspect, something like that. But with the Infinity 1, only having to have 1 arrow in my inventory, gotta love it. It's going to save me quite a bit of time farming arrows from skeletons and all that. I won't need to make myself a skeleton farm anytime soon, or an arrow farm I should say, and I should still have plenty of arrows. So quite happy with that. Like I said, flame aspect would have been nice, but you never know what the future will hold. Now the next little thing that I want to show you guys is the work that I've done on the farmhouse. Now before I round this corner and show you guys what I've done, Just let me preface by saying I'm not 100% happy with the way the building's turned out at the moment. So yeah, brace yourselves. Yeah, so that's... I know that looks like newbie as all hell, and there's way too much wood, but that's what we've got at the moment. I mean, it's coming along slowly. I basically, for those of you who aren't aware, I'm not very skilled when it comes to building above ground buildings. Normally, when I make rooms and stuff, they're all underground, and I don't have to worry about the way that they look like on the outside. Don't have to really worry too much about the materials I use, making sure that they suit each other, they don't clash, all that kind of stuff. Don't have to worry about rounding edges or anything like that. But I wanted to try and challenge myself with Haven to try and do some things that I'm not 100% comfortable with, or go outside my comfort zone a little bit. This is definitely outside my comfort zone. So as god awful ugly as it looks, I am kind of proud of it, because I have gone outside my comfort zone, tried to do, and I just realized I need to put hatches on the outside there. I tried to do something that I wasn't quite comfortable with, and somewhat succeeded, although the farmhouse does look, I kind of think it looks kind of Asian, like those Asian temples. I think Japanese maybe. Well, yeah, but with the layered roofs, that wasn't quite the look I was going for, but it does the job for now, and eventually I'll probably end up tearing this down and redoing it once I get better at designing buildings and stuff. As you can see here, I tried to take a leaf out of Corrales' book and put up some bushes just to try and make the place look pretty, but I mean, it helps a little bit. To break up all the woodiness, but that being said, it doesn't really... a couple of bushes don't really make this building look schwank. But yeah, so in here, I've been trying to come up with flooring ideas. I really don't think I'll be using the pumpkins here. I kind of do like the way that the melons look, but I'm thinking of maybe, instead of putting grass here, putting like a light blue wool or something like that. I think the color, like the melon green with the light blue wool, I think that would actually look quite good. I think the colors would complement each other quite nicely. And with using the melons in the floor, it sort of hammers home the point that this is a farmhouse. So making use of the produce, that kind of thing. But yeah, so far the farmhouse is looking pretty bare. We got down here is the cave that I said I wanted to incorporate into the farmhouse. That's kind of like a cellar kind of area. Got to climb, or we'll have to climb down ladders under the staircase to get down there. I was originally thinking of, and I don't know why there's a block missing there, probably Enderman stealing my blocks. And again, I was thinking of maybe having it so that this wall was closed off, and have like a lounge room or something out the front here, just somewhere where we can relax. I don't know why, but you never know. Sometimes I do like to have an area where I can just sit there and talk to you guys, so that might be a good area for that. And then have it so that you come around here, through this hallway, and then down a set of stairs this way. However, that seemed like it was a really out-of-the-way kind of solution, and I couldn't really get the staircase looking the way I wanted, so I just went with the option of tucking it away in the under the stairs there. I may still go for the option of making a staircase down the back here, but yeah, we'll see. I'll just toy around with that one a little bit more, see what I come up with. And then up here we've got a storage area, so just for produce made by the farm. We don't really need to store things like cobblestone or wood or anything here, so we've got wheat in this chest here with the seeds. We will have bread in this one, but at the moment we still don't really have a surplus of wheat, so speaking of which, I'll stash that real quick. Then over here we've got our melons with the seeds again, pumpkins, same deal, sugarcane, and we will have just cactus in this chest at the moment. We will have just cactus in this chest, but at the moment you can see that I've stashed some extra little goodies that I had on me at the time. And over here, we've just got the miscellaneous and valuables chest. So again, this is where I'll be stashing stuff when I go on caving expeditions, or if I need to bring anything over to the farm to build automated farms, that kind of thing. That's where I'll be stashing those things. Or if I need to export things from the farm, I'll probably stash them in there as well. But so that's the farmhouse at the moment. Oops, I need a shovel. There we go. Now, farms are pretty much the same as they were before, except over here I got hit by a creeper and lost a couple of the pumpkin stalks, but that's not such a big deal. I don't have a hoe on me, otherwise I would have fixed that right now, but we'll get to that later on. Now, the one other thing I wanted to show you guys was I was talking about earlier like a seaport or like a dock or something, and like I said, I'm not 100% sure which direction I want to have that in, and that's where I want your guys' input. Now, we've got two beaches in very close proximity to our... Actually, I've grabbed the map for this to demonstrate what I'm talking about. So as I was saying, we've got two beaches in pretty close proximity to the hub. I mean, of course, one of them, being that one over there, is much closer to the hub than this one over here. But I kind of like having to walk through this hallway here. It gives us room. We can have like other rooms and stuff off to the sides. And then out here is where I'm considering having a harbour. So if I jump up real quick just to give you guys a look. The reason I'm thinking of picking these areas is, one, obviously they're beach areas, like with the sand and stuff. But two, if you look at the map, I don't know, I can't really move the crosshair too much, but you see we've got one cove down here and one cove up where my fat head is. And so I kind of like the idea of, instead of just putting the dock on just dry land somewhere, so like some straight land, I like the idea of tucking it away into a cove, and that way we can wrap it around, so there'll be an entrance in here, and then there'll be fishing shanties or fishing shacks, I should say, not a shanty, and like jetties and all that kind of jazz, as well as like boat dispensers and so on and so forth. So I'm thinking of either putting it in this cove here. Now, the benefit of having it in this cove here, or a couple of the benefits, is, one, I quite like the shape of this cove, and as I've mentioned, I do like how I've got to run through that long hallway. Also, that tree over there is the viewing tree, so we'll be able to see the harbour from the viewing tree if we use this cove here. That, though, is both a win and a loss. As I mentioned, I do plan on building like a village over on the flatlands over there. So if I build the village over there, then there's the hub here, and then the dock here. There's a lot of stuff in a very small area. It might start to look kind of cluttered. So I'm not 100% sure on that. But that's really the only downfall I can think of for this area, is the making it look kind of cluttered. Although, I don't know, it might make it actually look like the island's inhabited. It might not look cluttered, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. And then the other cove is this one over here. Now, this cove, as you can see, we can't see the viewing tree from over here, which means that it won't make the island look cluttered. But the issues with this one is that the cove, even though on the map it does, when my fat head's not in the way, does look like a nice little cove. You look at it here and there's like very gradual slopes, and the cove is very sort of open. It curves around over this way here and sort of encases the bay, or whatever you'd call this. But over here it's a very gradual, off to the side. So it doesn't give me that same enclosed feel that I sort of want with that other area over there. So a couple of pros and cons to each area. Let me know what you guys think. At the moment, I'm kind of leaning towards building the harbour over in this bay. So if we do that, I'll probably make some sort of a balcony, out the side over here from the hub, so you can look out across the ocean, something like that, just a viewing area. But yeah, that's pretty much caught us back up to where we're up to on Haven, guys. I know it doesn't look like I've done a whole lot of work around the island, but it's lots of little things here and there, and a little bit of miscellaneous caving and whatever else. And you'd be surprised how much or how quickly those things add up, especially when recording other stuff. But yeah, so as I've said, today I think we're going to get to work on the hub. Alright, so now that we're caught back up on the progress on Haven, I want to get started working on the hub. And so now my idea for the hub is that, as you can see, there's this little raised 4 wide area around the room, and then there's a 1 block drop. What I'm thinking is that this 4 block ring around the room, I want this to be like a little walkway area where we can sort of look down into the hub, get to the other exits and stuff. And then I'm thinking in the corners here, we might actually try for a diagonal staircase, so in each of the corners. So I'm thinking maybe a staircase that goes down diagonally, and then sort of hits like a landing, splits off into 2 directions either side, and then again goes diagonal down to the lower floor. The lower floor is where I'm thinking we'll have our storage area. And now for now, I'm not really thinking anything super complicated. I'm thinking maybe just a bunch of chests lined up along some, just essentially just a bunch of chests. But we'll try and do some sort of a design that makes the room look a little bit more interesting. So instead of just having chests lined up and have like just a single block of wood, like between them, so like do like a 1 block wide wall and then do chests, we might use various other types of wood and fences and all that kind of stuff just to make it look kind of cool. So I need to clear out this area down here in a moment, but before I do that, okay, so now that all that's out of the way, like I said, I want to do a little bit of quick work on the hub in today's episode. And so my sort of vision for the hub, I will be getting rid of that temporary enchanting area over there. That's just there for the moment, so I've got somewhere to do some higher level enchantments. I'm thinking that this, as you can see in the hub, we've got this 4 block wide little walkway around the room, and then we've got a 1 block drop and down into this area here. Now what I'm thinking is this 4 block wide little area here, I'm thinking this will be kind of like almost like not really a balcony, but an upper level around the room. And then I'm thinking that this central area will probably be, do I have any, yeah, I got an efficiency pick, there we go. Will probably be, I don't know how many blocks down, but fair few blocks down. And that area below will be our storage area. Now I'm not really thinking of doing anything super flash with the storage area. I don't really need heavily automated at the moment. I might do stuff like that in other areas on the island when we get a little bit better off with resources and stuff. For now, all I really need is just some sort of an area where I can stash all my junk. But I do want quite a few rows of chests so I can really neatly store everything, and we'll find a way of making those almost like shelving units look nice and purdy, even though they're just chests and whatever else. And the way I'm thinking of getting down to that second level is I'm thinking of, as you can see, in each of the 4 walls, we've got these 4 3x3 doors. And so I'm thinking in the corners we might actually do the staircases down. And what I'm thinking of doing at the moment, I'm not really quite sure how well I'm going to be able to pull this off, what with my limited building skills, but I'm thinking of doing a diagonal staircase down this way. It'll hit a landing and then curve around and like split into 2 different staircases and then go diagonal again. So I know that probably doesn't make too much sense at the moment, guys. Bear with me. I'll I'll show you what I'm thinking once I do a little bit more work here. And I'm thinking that at the moment, like because our resources are kind of limited, as you can see, all I've really got is stone and this wood in the chest here. I do have the jungle nearby that I can go to, but other than that, yeah, I've just got the wood and stone, so which I don't really have any stone in that chest. Where is it? There we go. So we don't really have that many options for what to make this outside viewing platform out of. I'm pretty sure that what I want to do is have some sort of a checkered wood pattern. Whoops, that one wasn't supposed to break. So maybe have like a darker wood there, and then a light wood where these stone bits are, and then maybe have a ring of glass around the outside, just so that we can see down to the chests. The reason I say just a ring of glass, I was tempted to make the whole thing out of glass, the whole walkway, but I really don't have that much sand. This is essentially all the sand I've got, and I don't really want to go mutilating my beaches to get any more sand, and I want to do as little... I essentially want to use the resources on the island I've got for the most part, and only go off island whenever I absolutely need to. So glass is something that's in very short supply here on Haven. So I'm thinking we'll use what we've got and make a nice checkered wood viewing area. So I'll get to work on the hub, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. Alright guys, so I've just done a little bit of work around the hub, and I wanted to get your opinion before I go ahead and do the rest of the hub, because there is quite a bit of work to the diagonal staircases that I was mentioning I was going to do. So this is what I got so far. I got the checkered pattern of the birch planks and the oak planks. I personally think that I should exchange the oak planks here for the jungle wood planks. Sorry, not the jungle wood. The dark wood planks from the what are they? The spruce trees, I think they are. The ones from the taiga biomes. Only problem is we haven't actually found a taiga biome yet. So for now, I think we're just going to have to use the oak planks. I can get hold of some jungle wood pretty easily, but I think the jungle wood is actually a slightly lighter color than the oak planks. Sort of more of a slightly orange color or reddy color than this, and I think that would look even worse. And it looks like we've got a visitor over the far end of the hub there. So I think for now, like I said, we'll probably stick with the oops, looks like it's stuck into his back there. We'll stick with the oak planks for now, but any suggestions as to what I can use to replace either the... Oh, that's right, I got an infinity bow, I won't be able to collect that arrow. Yeah, any suggestions as to what I can use in place of either of these wood types is more than welcome. So if you've got any ideas for how to make this look better, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. This is what I've come up with for the diagonal staircase for now. So it's just... you got the stairs facing inwards like that, and here I've used a half slab. You could just use a full block, but I'm pretty sure I saved wood by using the half slabs, or if not, let me just quickly check. I'm pretty sure that is the case. We've got 3 there. Yeah, so we use 3 planks of wood and we get 6, so we sort of double the amount of area we can cover with that wood, so by using half slabs here instead of full blocks. Just wasn't sure if they'd changed that to make it 6 slabs or 3 like it used to be. But yeah, so staircase splits off into 2 directions just because I think that looks kind of cool. And then this is where the ground floor of the hub will be. So obviously at the moment I've got a fair bit of space to clear out down here, as well as making 4 more of these diagonal staircases. And as I said, at the moment it's looking very woody. So I'm thinking maybe I could replace these blocks on the side here with like stone brick or something like that, which would break up the woodiness a little bit, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure. So leave your comments down below, or your suggestions down below, as to how you think I can make the staircase and this ring around the hub look better, and I'll toy around with it between now and the next episode, and then yeah, we'll just take it from there, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode, guys. If you did, please feel free to show that like button some love. It does help me out quite a bit. I've been Static, and I will catch you guys next time. What's going on, guys? Static here, and welcome back to Haven for another episode of my Minecraft LP. Now, this is actually my second time trying to record this episode. Last time I tried to record it, I ended up doing a generic B and was recording to a disk or a hard drive that didn't have any space on it, and ended up not recording anything. So we're going to give this one another shot. I didn't really do anything last episode before I realized that I wasn't actually getting any footage. Maybe it's like every second or third, or just whenever we need to do it. So with that being said, today there will be no Spelunk chunk, simply because I didn't really do any spelunking since the last episode. Like I said, I have done a fair bit of work on the island since the last episode, but it's all been above ground for once. So I'm going to jump down and show you guys what I've done. Although I could do a Spelunk chunk and show you guys what I've done since the last episode, I sort of want to show you. I sort of want to show you around myself. You know, just get a bit of a stream of consciousness kind of thing going. Now, the first, I don't remember seeing even a single negative comment in response to the Spelunk chunk. A lot of people even suggested that I start doing that in like my Hermitcraft world and Black Aperture, and do it in every episode of Haven, so on and so forth. Now, although I do like the Spelunk chunk as well, and I'm glad that you guys like it as well, I don't want to overdo it. You know, I don't want to do it in every single episode on all of my shows and get it to the point where, you know, you guys don't enjoy it anymore. So we might do it on we'll do it on Haven for sure. Might occasionally do it on Hermitcraft if need be. And on Haven, I don't think we'll do it every single episode. So good thing I didn't make a whole heap of changes. That being said, I have done a fair bit of work on the island. Now, in the last episode, for those of you who haven't seen it anyway, Now, in the last episode, I trialled a new section called the Spelunk chunk. I just wanted to sort of gauge what your guys' responses were to that, whether you liked that or not. And the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. I mean, I expected people to like the Spelunk chunk, and you know, maybe some people would dislike it, so on and so forth, as you usually get with most things that you try. But no, the response was almost 100% positive. First thing, you can see a few bookshelves over there. That was one change that I made during the last episode that didn't get recorded. Now, one of the main suggestions I've been getting for my Haven world is people wanted me to expand our little base here and tidy it up and whatever else, because it is looking pretty pathetic at the moment. And so yeah, I kind of did that. And as you can see, I went overboard on the torches. I was actually using the torches to count blocks so that I could try and get the room somewhat symmetrical. It's not 100% symmetrical, but it's close enough for my tastes. Now, this room here